26th, 2019, and we're going to open the administrative board meeting. You do roll call, please.
William,
I'm here.
Jen,
Here.
Jared,
Here.
Bill,
Here.
Dina, here, Jason,
Here.
Rick,
Here.
Brenda,
Here.
I'm here, and David.
Here.
So before we move on to the consent agenda, I wanted to let you guys know that we think we have the audio squeal that we kept hearing last week figured out. I should say Sandy and Kenny did. It was the cell phone in proximity to her recorder was creating the noise. So if we do a cell phone call again in the future, it will probably go over to this mic instead of next to her recorder. On that note, we are recording tonight. The camcorder recording should have started at 7 p.m. And looks like the video file will pick up everything from Chris forward. So it looks like a good feed. So if this one sounds good, it will get posted on a YouTube channel. On that, we will move to the consent agenda.
Alright, the items on the consent agenda tonight are the January 29th, 2019 administrative board minutes, the bills payable warrant list dated February 26th, 2019, which includes outside meetings, teacher donations, direct pay of things like the electric and health insurance, fuel, maintenance supplies, maintenance building, and professional services. Ordinance number 19-04, an ordinance authorizing disposal of personal property owned by the Village of Davis Junction, including being the Exmark lawnmower. Resolution number 19-05, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of quote from Johnson Tractor for purchase of Exmark lawnmower. Number 5 is resolution number 19-06, a resolution for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code. Number 6 is approval of purchase of new computer server from CDW and installation by Chris Falk in an amount not to exceed $10,250. And number 7 is resolution number 19-07, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of an agreement with Sunset Cinemas of Princeton, LLC.
At this time, does any board member wish to pull an item from the consent agenda for further discussion?
2.
Jared wishes to pull number 2. We will pull it for further discussion. Anything further?
I move to place agenda items 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
William makes a motion to place items 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 inclusively as a consent agenda. Dina seconds. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jen?
Oh, wait. Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Jared?
No.
You do not have a consent agenda with Jared's no.
Or yes, for that one. Yes,
We're not, yeah, we're doing the other one separately.
right, yes.
Okay.
Bill?
Yes.
Dina?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
William?
Yes. I move to adopt items 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
I'll second that.
William moves to adopt items 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 inclusively on the consent agenda. Dina seconds. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jared?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Dina?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
William?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Okay, we will need a motion and second to discuss item number 2.
I'll second that.
We need a motion first.
Oh, okay, I thought you, okay.
I'll make a motion to discuss item number 2 on the consent agenda.
Your motion should be to approve the bills payable warrant list dated February 26, 2019.
I'll make that motion. As stated.
Okay, so William makes a motion to approve the bills payable for February 26, 2019. Pardon me. Yeah, Jason seconds. Discussion.
Now, on the pays, outside meetings are on that, right? On, the bills payable?
Yep.
Rick, you told me that no board member as a liaison would get paid as a zoning meeting, as a liaison. And I see it right here, it says Rick Worm zoning meeting, $100.
That must have been an error, 'cause we don't get paid as the liaison to that. We did say that.
You put it in, well, you put it in as an outside meeting.
No. We can strike it.
Go ahead.
Works for me.
All right,
It was a mistake.
I thought that we couldn't even use any, okay, you're putting it in as an outside meeting, you won't even let me attend there.
I think Rick just said they were gonna note it as a mistake.
It was a
it
mistake,
was a
though.
mistake. It was an error.
Somebody wanna pull that from the warrant list?
Well, Rick did say, consider the warrant list without the request for the, outside meeting. What is it, $100?
It is.
I can amend my motion if needed.
Yes, so.
I'll amend my motion to pay the bills payable February 26, 2019, with the exception of Rick Worm's outside meeting to the planning and zoning.
I'll second that.
So William makes a motion to amend his motion, to approve the bills payable minus the one outside meeting to me. Dina seconds. Any further discussion? By the way, Jared, good call.
Not for me.
Sorry, I apologize, what? Oh, we were.
We're in discussion. I just told Jared good call, because that is something we stated before. No
Okay, so we have a
discussion?
motion and a second.
Not hearing any motion or any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Phil,
Yes,
Dina,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Jared.
Yes.
Excellent. Motion passes 707. All right, so under me, we have the appointment of the Planning and Zoning Commission Board of Appeals members. Looks like we have one. I'll step up, and she will give you the oath.
No?
Oh.
We need you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to do the recommendation first. I can remember Christine's last name.
I think they forget they like to share
So,
their mind.
I would make the recommendation to appoint, how many years are we doing?
One.
To appoint Christine Ballard.
That little button where your pinky was, right in the middle, look at the front of it, right there. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I would make the recommendation that we appoint Christine Ballard back to the Planning and Zoning Commission, Zoning Board of Appeals for the term of 1 year.
I'll second that.
Doesn't really, okay.
Oh, okay, well,
It's-
last time we did, so I don't know.
Is there any objection to that?
No.
All right. That being said, I'll swear you in. If you want to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Christine Ballard,
I, Christine Ballard,
having been appointed to the office
having been appointed to the office
of Planning and Zoning Commission
of Planning and Zoning Commission
and Zoning Board of Appeals,
and Zoning Board of Appeals,
member in the Village of Davis Junction,
member in the Village of Davis Junction,
County of Ogle,
County of Ogle,
State of Illinois,
State of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Planning and Zoning Commission
of Planning and Zoning Commission
and Zoning Board of Appeals member
and Zoning Board of Appeals member
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Do you mind signing this for me one more time? And there's a meeting on Monday, and I'll send you a packet. Just sign it.
We didn't hear that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for coming back.
Push this to turn it off
Oh,
again.
We can just leave it.
Here we
Leave it
go.
on.
Thank you.
That is all I have. Sandy?
I don't think I have anything.
All right, move on to Brenda.
I have nothing.
One of the reports of committees, Community Improvement, Finance, William?
There's a lot of T's in that, committees.
Do I have any emergency expenditures?
Yes.
You have no emergency expenditures?
I've got nothing.
One typographical error. Okay, Ordinance Enforcement, Jared.
Nothing.
Public, Parks, Public Safety and Health. Jen?
Did you want me to read this email first, or were you going to discuss?
Yeah, I'll tell them what happened. Last week, we had questioned, or the board had questioned the engineering fees for the path reconstruction along Junction Road, due to the fact that we had thought had been engineered years past. So I emailed Corey, and he responded explaining what the engineering costs are gonna involve and why there's some to incur with this project. Sandy has a copy of the email, she'll read you.
Oh, you wanted me to?
Yeah.
So Corey's response to Kenny was that the engineering fee for the path repaving south of the tracks to Autumnwood already does not include a topographic survey or the preparation of a detailed design set of drawings. And since they're just milling off the old pavement and replacing it, the design fee would be to prepare a general location map, specifications, bidding, and construction observation. It said it'd be a similar fee structure to the general street maintenance projects of seal coating and microsurfacing. He broke it down to be $50,220, the construction estimate without the contingency, but I believe that's for all 4 projects.
Yeah.
And then, $4,000 for the design, and this is to establish by IDOT for projects that do not require a full-blown design, and $11,900 for the construction observation time.
And then below that, he states
Yeah.
that he thinks that estimate is high and probably would be closer to 4,000 for the overseeing of the project.
Yeah, he does state that, I don't anticipate Junction Road path resurfacing to take more than a week, which would come out to about 4,000. And he said his original estimates are rough for budgetary purposes and are typically figured by percentages of the construction cost, but I think it could probably get done for less than his original budget.
Do we want to discuss it? Move and discuss?
No, the one on the right, the ADA compliant one is not gonna be part of it.
So it says 27,000, closer to 4,000?
So, right now, the, engineering,
Says 27.
Which one are we looking?
The
Yeah.
gray one.
The gray one, okay.
It's not gonna include the ADA, engineering on the right side.
Okay. So 4,000 plus the very last one.
I think the last 2 ones on that list are the ones that are not going to be done. He's only asking for approval of,
I mean, the
autumn
ADA,
one.
this is
Yeah.
ADA engineering.
yes.
I thought.
He's looking for these.
So that one's 7,500.
Yes, that one in
And-
the past, and I don't believe there's a photo.
No, there's no photos of that.
So just the Junction Road resurfacing Autumnwood to the railroad tracks, and then the additional
Which is the one I really want.
path by concessions and behind concessions. The ADA one is separate.
Okay.
That's the one that we wanna try to get bids from other companies who are doing house.
The Autumnwood to the tracks, that's just resurfacing?
That's what really needs to be done.
That's what the what?
Yeah, that
Okay.
really needs to be done, but we had talked about last week, making the asphalt thicker because of Frontier and all that drive on it, and it's not made to deal with all that. But,
You wanna move on this or table it to another day?
I would say if you wanna do it this year, we should probably move on.
I thought we were gonna bid it out or engineer or whatever we were gonna do, but.
I think that's what you're asking tonight,
It is.
just for the
Mhm.
engineering, right?
The engineering and letting the
we-
bid.
We can't keep
Well-
awarding projects before our budget year, 'cause that handcuffs us.
I don't think we've awarded any yet, we just send them out, hopefully sending
Right.
them out for bid,
no, and I
so you know how much it'll cost.
But I didn't think we were gonna bid this, I thought we were gonna, change order it.
think we were looking to see
Oh, a couple
what it
in
was
with the
gonna
street
cost
project.
if we would have to be any different engineering, because we thought there was,
I think it's gonna be an option, not a change order, so they're gonna add it as an option to a
I'm okay
street
with that.
project if we can get it,
I'm
if
okay
we
with
can get it
We'll have to
estimated
do
in
the,
time.
still have to do the engineering.
Well, if it's 50% or more of the base value, it will be a change order, and you'll have to run it as
It
such.
won't-
Well,
it won't
not
be.
if they,
Okay.
not if they,
No.
All right, well,
Yeah.
just so you know that.
yeah.
It shouldn't be, nowhere near.
No, it will be nowhere near the value of the street project.
Okay.
All right, so then can I just make a motion then here to, approve the engineering put out for, well, actually, I'd like to make a motion to put out for a quote to approve, the engineers to do that for the 2019 path reconstruction projects.
I will second.
There's
For
an
quote.
additional 2019 path construction project on that list as well, which is the additional path around the concession stand. So it's actually, you need to allow for
For these pieces.
engineering and out for bid
Yeah, if you look.
3 projects.
You know what, I'll let somebody else make the motion then, whatever it needs to be. Go ahead.
So are
Me
you
personally-
Withdraw.
Can't, and out, go ahead.
Tina's withdrawing?
Yep.
I would suggest withholding on that portion. I would suggest just doing the path on
Path
Junction Road, because that scenario on the big park could come into play with something else.
So you wanna do the Autumnwood to Harvest Glen and the Harvest Glen to Railroad?
Yeah, from Autumnwood to,
What Dina made her motion.
Yeah, what Tina made a motion.
Yeah.
All right,
so are we going with that, or are we doing?
it's been withdrawn.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve an engineer bid for the 2019 path reconstruction from Junction Road to the railroad tracks.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to approve the engineering bidding
Is that what you want?
of 2019 path reconstruction from effectively Autumnwood to the railroad tracks with the 2 projects. Jared seconds. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dina?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
William?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Jared?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-17. Anything further, Jen?
We're looking at the Easter egg hunt as April 13th. And Kite Day as May 4th, possibly? Okay,
What was April again?
13th.
Thanks.
I was trying to decide sooner or later for what.
I don't think it's gonna
I
matter.
know.
When will we decide movies,
I am looking into that now.
since we passed it?
Yeah.
We've already set dates along
Okay.
with that, so if there's changes to that, we just
Okay.
need to let them know
That's
as
fine.
soon as possible. I think we worked with Kenny's calendar and
Okay.
just tried to schedule something. They have to have a date in the contract.
Then are the fireworks set up?
The 3rd, right?
I mean, do we have it set up
Sorry,
with
second.
the people?
The,
What's their name?
the date's reserved.
What the
He's,
color?
he's gonna put together a list of all the actual fireworks, again, like last year, and then, provide a contract for you guys to look over, so hopefully soon.
That's everything I have.
Okay. Move on to utilities.
I don't have anything.
Yep, Jason again.
You did.
Nothing?
I don't have anything.
Just Jason, nothing? Nothing in utilities. Economic development. Anybody? Moving on.
I have one thing to discuss before you go to public.
Go ahead.
I forgot to mention during my section, Kenny and I have been discussing the email, and I just want to confirm that everybody is comfortable with bringing the email in-house. We'll host it ourselves. We've been discussing with Leaf River, they seem to have today fixed the everything deletes after a year problem, today. So I'm not sure that solves anything long-term. I told Kenny I'm of the opinion I'd like the email to come in-house and we manage our own.
Fine.
And there's no additional cost compared to the quote that Chris already gave us.
I don't have any objection with that.
Last night, Sandy and I attended Monroe Center's village meeting. Sandy was there to invite them to participate in the electronics recycling program, same as we did last year with Stillman Valley, to join us in Stillman in that program again. Then I invited the Mayor, Steve Gronlund, over there to attend our Northern Illinois Mayors Association, dinners. And if he can't make it, to try to send some of his people there, because the Northern Illinois Mayors Association has decided that they're going to try to waive, the enrollment or the, dues for the year, to try to get more of the mayors involved, to try to get them to show up to the events and promote their villages and cities.
did it sound like they would come or consider coming?
I talked to them about the fact that there's an Ogle County Solid Waste Management grant out there. I encourage them to look into that, because it will recoup about 50% of their costs. I gave them the date that we're still waiting to have confirmed with Ogle County, but I'm hopeful. We did have a trustee stop in a few weeks ago from over there, so, I'm hopeful. The last thing that Rick and I discussed before we left was, the importance of cultivating a relationship with them, like we've worked hard to make with Stillman Valley. We told them we'd like to have the same kind of relationship with them.
So we did tell Steve that we do have intergovernmental agreements between us and Stillman to help each other out in the case of emergencies, and we'd like to draw them into that as well and get their participation in it to help all three communities.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that.
All right, anything else before we go to public? Public?
No. I don't get the letter. So is the letter saying that these two projects, in blue and in gold, are the ones that would actually be a $4,000 fee for engineering it, opposed to the $10,000 or $15,000 combined to the two?
It's
Yes.
7,800 combined.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
I see
looking at contingent, I'm
10,554.
sorry.
You know, that's 15,900, but he's saying it only cost us 4,000?
That way?
Uh-huh. So, but that's what I'm saying, so the engineering fees for this aren't 15, it would, for these two projects combined, would only be the oversight of the $4,000 on site. Is that what the letter states?
No, so it says, it's a breakdown of the engineering fees, and $4,000 for design, it says 5% plus 1,250. And that's this is established by IDOT for projects that do not require a full-blown design. And then 11,900 for the construction observation. So it's a total of 15,900 for the,
Which is what they have up there now.
yes, but then he's saying for the construction observation, he would anticipate it, I don't anticipate the Junction Road path resurfacing to take more than a week, so he would,
That-
which would come out to about
All right,
4,000.
All right, where is that accounted for up here?
What do you have,
So instead of 11,900, he's saying that he would estimate the final to be closer to 4,000, even though he has to estimate
Where does
it.
it say 11,900? That's what I'm missing. I get these two, which you just said is still good,
It-
and then there's an extra 4,000 on top
part
of
of that
it.
number?
Yeah, the 4,000 is the design. So it's 11,900 observation plus the 4,000 for the design, which is the total of those two
Which total
engineering together.
these two numbers.
Which is still that, so it did, so
Yeah.
you're saying, even though it was already engineered once, we got no break whatsoever?
Right.
That is, the summary of his email is that there's nothing from the previous project that he essentially just has to redo these sections.
But when you read it, my understanding was
So-
that they're not really doing much engineering, they're just milling it and overlay.
He
The
is-
cost is,
He's doing a design.
But he's expecting it to be about 7,000 less in oversight.
It says, since we're just milling off the old payment and replacing it, the
But it's still the same
design
amount that they
fee.
quoted. So there's no savings.
I don't understand.
As I see it, there's no savings whatsoever.
No, there's not.
from that quote.
What good is that?
No, but my understanding is he doesn't expect it to take more than a week, which right now he has 11,900 set aside for.
That's irrelevant. It's
It
already-
does, wait, bear with me. But he's saying he doesn't expect it to cost any more than 4,000 if it doesn't take more than a week. That'd be $7,900 off of that.
Of what? That's what I'm saying. It
Off of
doesn't-
the 11,900, out of the 15,900.
What 11,900?
I don't
Out of
think
the
it's
15,900.
Neither do I.
15,900.
So is it gonna cost us 4,000 or not? Or you're saying 4,000 off? Because you're
He's
confusing
saying,
as could be.
he said that he does not anticipate the Junction Road path resurfacing to take more than a week, which would come out to about $4,000 for the construction observation
So
time.
this part right here,
It'll be 4,000 for the design.
this part right here is a combination of the 11,900 and the 4,000.
Where do you
he's
see
inti-
11,000? I see
That's-
10,554.
that was in the email.
Which
That's
is
what the
a-
email she just read you. That's the combination of the engineering costs, is the design and the construction oversight for observation. So-
Yeah, well, why didn't they break it down on the thing then?
Well, 'cause
They
that's old.
typically don't.
It just falls under engineering.
They typically don't.
That's old.
Right
So-
now, right now, all we're spending is 4,000.
Yeah, that's,
It's an estimate.
they're just estimating what,
So we're gonna spend the 4,000 from design, and his anticipation is that if we go to construction, he will only be out there for a week, which would be another 4,000, instead of the 11,900 part of the
Luke
15.
costs
sorry,
4,000 a
so-
week?
So are we getting a break on the 15th or no?
They do.
That's my question.
If you're asking if we're getting a break on the 15 because we had previous design plans, the answer is no.
Alright.
If you're asking if we're gonna get a break on the 15 because he thinks it's not gonna take as long as what he has quoted there, yes.
All right, whatever.
Did you wanna see the email?
It's confusing.
well, that's, okay, I'm not the only one that was confused.
Well, you're under the, I know what you're saying, you're under the assumption that that fee has design, layout, elevation, everything incorporated into it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Do they not?
But that's the conversation. They're not doing that under this project. So therefore, they quoted us already without doing that, because they don't, it's just a path. It's not a road or parking lot. So when they quoted that, they're already quoted that without having to do, you know, the topographic research
No,
and,
I'm sorry, I can't believe that, because their percentages are almost the same. So I don't know, how do you figure that?
because those are all paths. They did that for all of them.
Percentages on the construction project are almost the same.
But that's by IDOT standards. You do need a microphone. I'm being reminded you need a microphone.
No, every construction project that I've seen you guys have, the percentages are the same. $10,500 for engineering for a construction project at $32,000 is a high percentage. It's a third, 33% on a path.
A lot of our engineering fees come at the cost of on-site management or supervision, because we've been burned too many times. So this village has elected to have an engineer here during all phases of construction. That's expensive. It really is.
Because in previous projects, with a lot of the street projects we've done, we found out there wasn't enough asphalt
You've
in
been
the old, the stuff we've replaced already, that should have been caught if somebody would have been on site. They were
Look,
short-
I agree.
But you're hiring an engineering firm to make sure that the people are doing it, whether they're there every day or not. You're electing to have them there more often.
Engineering is hired to do the design and the bidding. That's one phase of it. The other phase is the engineers aren't obligated to
Right.
make sure the contractor provides the end result unless we pay the engineer to do that.
They're quoting it as project oversight or it's construction management.
But we're not getting, RFPs for any of this, right? For any of the in any of the engineering. I think you're paying too high engineering fees for all these projects.
But again, his anticipation is that will drop $7,000.
That
Based
conver-
on- based on
Where you're
the
going, that
information.
conversation's been had, yes, and we do wanna, seek other options.
Had that conversation last night, in fact.
That's good to me.
Anything further from the public? Anything further from the board members? David?
No.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Dina makes the motion to adjourn, Jen seconds. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned at 7:29.